What's going on, guys? This is your boy Mac, and we are back in the studio, back with another video. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down our London trade that we took this morning. I'm going to be showing you guys the entry, the reason why we took the entry, all the above. And if you want a little bit more information on how we were able to formulate this trade and take it so successfully, feel free to join the mentorship program. We're currently running 75% off for the next few weeks, literally maybe the next week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. All right. And I really want you guys to take advantage. Now, if you're not a part of the YouTube family, feel free to go ahead and subscribe because we are going to be giving a lot of content. We're going to be doing a lot of giveaways. And I don't want you guys to miss this information. Trading is very, very simple and very, very straightforward. And hopefully with these breakdowns, you guys come to the same realization. You just need a mentor to show you exactly what to do. And all of my students understand our 3-step process that we use on the higher time frame, 3-step process that we use on the lower time frame in order to formulate our trades. Literally, if you can follow a 1, 2, 3-step process, if you can say ABC, then you can trade the foreign exchange market or any market for that matter. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a thumbs up, all right, and hit that bell notification icon to be updated whenever I upload a new video. Now, those of you who have not become a part of the mentorship program just yet, what I want you to do is go to mactradingacademy.com and I want you to use the code NEWSTUDENT75. It's all going to be in the description down below, and become a student for just $24.75, all right? Essentially, everyone who becomes a student, I am covering the $75 that you guys are saving. I'm going to pay for that out of my own pocket from the profits within the foreign exchange market, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the intro and let's head into the video. All right, so as you guys can see, we are now on the charts. So let's discuss what is actually going on and what transpired this morning. So those of you within the mentorship program, you guys were already prepared for this trade here, simply because I sent the outlook out to you all before Frankfurt opened, before 2 a.m. this morning. So you guys were definitely prepared and ready to take advantage of this trade. Now, for those of you all who are new students, okay, for those of you all who are deep diving into the content, for those of you who are diving into the intro trading course, the intermediate trading course, and the advanced trading course, right, you guys know all of this information. You guys have all of this information, and it's very, very easy to apply it on the charts, and I'm about to show you guys how. All right, so as we can see here, we have an H1 point of interest right here within this area. Once again, all of this was sent out to my mentorship students. All right, and essentially I wanted to see price tap into this point of interest and give us some type of reaction, right? Now, me personally, okay, after we had our M5 levels already marked up, which I'll go ahead and show you guys. So we were looking for price during London session to possibly react to this level here. As you guys can see, we came very, very close, dropped a little bit of inducement, and then price continued to push to the upside. However, right, those of you who are going to be joining me on the day trading masterclass, right, in order to understand my day trading strategy to the T, you guys are going to understand why we use multiple time frames in order to analyze and take advantage of the market, right? So in this case here, as you guys can see, okay, I use the M15 time frame, and we started to form somewhat of a demand chain. Now, I don't necessarily teach demand chains publicly, all right? I definitely haven't taught demand chains on YouTube, but what we're going to do is we're going to break down this demand chain here. I'm going to explain to you guys what's going on in my head, what I'm thinking, and then those of you who join the day trading masterclass, which we're going to talk about very, very soon, you guys are going to understand like the back of your hand what a supply chain is, what a demand chain is, when it's broken, how to utilize it, how to take advantage, right? So as we can see here, on the M15 time frame, we had a sweep of liquidity here, and then we had a change of momentum with price breaking above this high here. So if we're just looking at structure, right, we have something like this here. So we have this sweep, and then we have this break right above, right? Essentially, that means that we want to trade opposite of the sweep, right? So if we have a sweep down below, especially mitigating some type of zone, then we definitely want to make sure that we're looking for buys above, right? So if we zoom in just a little bit more within this region, okay, we can see that this was our M15 point of interest based on the M15 time frame that you guys can see. And we also have a little refinement that was based on the M5. So I already showed you guys the M5, but I want to stay on the M15 time frame because this is going to be very, very important for us to understand. So once price actually broke above this high here, okay, price then came back down to mitigate the M15 candle that was responsible for sweeping liquidity, right? You could have looked for some type of entry here within this region, okay? However, that is not around the time that we look for trades and entries, so I did not. However, this was our demand chain forming, all right? So we can see we have a demand mitigation here, right? And then price breaks to the upside, taking out this supply resting within this region. Okay, also creating a new high. Then what happens? Then we have somewhat of a retracement and we mitigate this supply, or excuse me, this demand right here. All right, with a nice reaction, okay, price accumulated just a little bit, and then we had a nice push to the upside, taking out whatever supply was within this region, right? So we had back to back to back to back mitigations. That's exactly what we want to see. All right, perfect. Right, so as you guys can see here, my entry took place when price returned back to this region. Now, I always trade during either London session or New York session, okay? I do not take trades outside of those sessions. You really don't want to. I mean, it's really personal preference, but I've been in the market for around 3.5 years, and I used to take trades all over the place, and now I only look for specific entries within sessions, and that is why my students are able to become so successful, and that's why they're able to pass these funded challenges, simply because we have solid rules that we follow like a robot. It's a 1, 2, 3-step process, right? So this was a point of interest that I was using. And when price returned back to this area, I actually took my entry on the M1 time frame. All right, so if we go to the M1 time frame, all right, and we're essentially just taking advantage of a supply chain that is forming, or excuse me, a demand chain that is forming in this case. But we did have a supply chain, which we may talk about in another video. But in this video, we're going to talk about this demand chain. Okay, so very, very straightforward entry, as you guys can see, right? So we had our mitigation here, okay? We had our sweep of liquidity take place when we had this run to the downside, and then we had our change of momentum take place with this nice push to the upside. Now this is M15 structure here. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. However, on the M1 time frame, we're going to use this structure right here. Right? So what happened was price took out these highs and then returned back to this region. And I love when this takes place. I love when this happened because it's literally the best thing in the world. I'm not even kidding to you guys. When you set up your trades, when you set up your charts, right, and you see price react just like this, it's an absolutely beautiful thing. So as you guys can see, we risked around 2.5 pips on this trade. Right? And I believe we peaked around 14%. And if we up this just a little bit to the peak, which was here, right? This produced around 14.36%, right? That's an entire funded account challenge passed once again. That's absolutely phenomenal, right? As you guys saw, yesterday's trade produced a funded account challenge. This trade produced a funded account challenge. These funded account challenges are very easy to pass once you actually understand what you're doing within the market and once you have someone that is willing to lead and guide you and give you all the information. I was talking to a student and he was saying how some mentors, hide information and they're not completely transparent. And he said, Mac, you gave me everything I needed in order to pass the challenge and I've passed. And that is my job, right? My job is to assist 10,000 of you all with becoming financially free. Once that happens, I'm not going to lie to you guys, more than likely we're going to stop the trading content and we're literally going to move in towards other business ventures. And I'm excited to share that with you guys. But my goal right now is to assist 10,000 of you guys with passing those funded account challenges, and that is what we're doing. And we're keeping track. So if you are a student and you've passed an account challenge, or if you're someone on YouTube and you've passed an account challenge, please reach out to me so we can add you to the list. Okay, I'm keeping track. Right? So this trade here produced around 14.36%. Very, very easy trade. I'm not saying you had to hold this entire trade. Okay, more than likely, if you're passing a funded account challenge, you're just going for 10%, right? But what I like to do is whenever I hit 5%, okay, I like to take a lot of my volume off the table. Whenever I hit 10%, I like to take some volume off the table, but I will always leave a runner. Now, if you're following my day trading rules, okay, and those of you who day trade with me, you guys understand my day trading rules to the T. Those of you who do not trade with me, however, you guys are in for a treat because the day trading masterclass is going to completely change the way you look at the markets. Completely. I'm sure of it. I'm very, very sure of it. But let's actually add this to the M15 time frame, because those of you who do trade with me, you guys understand what we target on the M15 when it comes to a day trade, right? We don't always have to target the higher time frame. So those of you who trade with me, you guys know we like to target M15 swing highs and swing lows. So this trade produced around 14.12%. However, I know most of my students were looking to target this H1 structure right up here. Okay, but it still produced around 14.12% if you're following all the rules within the institutional trading course. Now, of course, you can definitely hold a piece of that open, okay, in order to target your higher time frame targets. But if you're just looking to day trade, this right here was your target, which is already denoted with this line right here. So this was a 14.12% morning, peaking at around 14.36%. Absolutely phenomenal. Another account challenge passed, right? So if you guys do have any questions about this setup, please holler at me, let me know, drop it down in the comments down below. And I'll definitely answer it for you guys. Remember, we are running 75% off. So if you would like to take advantage of the markets just like this, what I want you to do is go to mactradingacademy.com and sign up. Use the code NEWSTUDENT75, okay? And essentially that means that my team is gonna bill me $75 and only charge you $24.75. But it's okay, we're gonna keep pushing along. This trade actually produced a lot of results. So those of you who do join, the $75 that comes out of my pocket is actually gonna be coming from this trade right here, taken during London session, and most of the volume was pulled off around 5R, then 10R, and then the rest was pulled off at this target right here. And we left about 5% running to try to hit these targets right up here. However, as you guys can see, it reversed on us. So 5% volume got taken out at break even, which is completely fine because we still made money, and that money is going to go towards you all. All right. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the family. Much love and peace out.